Show. And I'm your boy, Prince of the South.
With your girl, Mimi Mala, and we got Enyo in the building. It's his birthday.
It's happy birthday, Neo.
Come on.
And he's fixing the camera right about now. What's up,
Yes.
Neo?
Happy
what I'm saying.
birthday.
Happy birthday to you, Neo.
We got our city advocate, Cynthia Harris, in the building, along with their guest. Please get out his name and exactly what he does.
This is our future mayor, Sam Ings.
Amazing,
All
Cynthia.
right.
Come on.
And Cynthia always have great people with her. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
How you doing, Mr. Sims?
I am doing fine, thank you, sir.
It's Samuel Ings, correct?
Yes.
Samuel Ings.
That's
Yes.
I'm sorry, you guys. I mean, today we rushing just a little bit,
No,
but
no
we
worries.
trying to get it. But we on
got the
point,
system
you
down
guys.
because we want you guys to watch us. So go peaceonthestreets.com and watch us live in-house right now.
That's right. I mean, and we got our boy Chris Shaw.
Chris Shaw in the building.
That's the engineer.
My goodness, we so
Oh
need
man,
him.
God bless. We got to get him something for Christmas, right?
Absolutely.
And his birthday
Yeah.
and Father's Day. That's our guy. So how you doing, Cynthia?
I'm fantastic.
And so Cynthia has bought us gifts for Neo for his
Yeah,
birthday.
is it cool?
I mean, we got all type of gifts. We wish some of them
so
was unwrapped.
honored.
I mean, we need to be able to get to some a little easier than others.
well, you know how to unwrap
Oh,
it.
Mimi, you got balloons.
Yeah, so we brought balloons. Who doesn't like balloons? You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
Everybody
man,
loves a
girl.
balloon.
See that? That's
Thank you guys so much. I feel the love. I feel,
Yeah,
I
man.
feel very
I mean-
appreciated today.
Well,
and you
you-
guys got to check out the treats by Cynthia, by the way, because
Yeah.
they are phenomenal. I mean, mine right here, it's a decorated candy apple. It's got like a cream on top of the apple, and then it's got like a rose with some
Nice.
toppings. And of course, we got a little liquor.
Talking about.
Mimi, what you got, girl?
So same thing as Enyo. It looks like a pearl. And so
Okay.
it's an apple that has like a flower in the front. It
Nice.
literally looks like a pearl.
It does.
With a little bit of cream and it got some liquor.
Well, you know, I got one too, and mine got like a that face is a happy face.
Oh,
and a
wow.
smile. Did
Oh,
you see,
yeah.
y'all see it?
That's
Yeah.
a drama.
Yeah.
That's a comedy and tragedy drama.
Yeah,
the
comedy.
drama.
What? Comedy? It can be
I'm a little
laughter and then-
Shakespearean, you know what I mean?
That's it.
All
But
right.
yeah, I also got some of the phenomenal emancipation gummies that had me emancipated. They had me feeling the freedom, you know what I mean? I was
Let
liberated, my
freedom
brother.
ring, huh? And so we also, Cynthia, tell us how we can, we'll get to you later. We gotta talk to this guy.
Right. Samuel Ings, oh my gosh, there's so many individuals in our city, especially the younger generation, and doesn't know much about who's running and
Right.
what the changes are trying to make in our city. We are so happy to have you here. Thank you for being with us.
And how DeSantis not voting for what we need is hurting Florida? Is he good for Florida?
Well, you know it's not good for
I,
Florida.
yeah.
Well, I have to ask the question. Right? I'm just saying.
Yeah, and I wanted to be able to pass the test.
Okay.
But I'm Samuel B. Ings, and I'm running for mayor of Orlando.
Nice.
I am a retired police captain with the city of
Wow.
All right, let's
Orlando.
give
Come on.
Okay,
Thank you for your
okay.
services.
Thank you, and I served the Orlando Police Department for 30 years.
Wow.
Thank you.
And I'm also retired as a commissioner with the city of Orlando.
All right.
Wow.
Okay.
And I served 13 years in that capacity.
Okay. So you qualified.
I'm more than qualified.
Come on.
Because most people ain't that qualified.
The last president wasn't even qualified. Sorry.
Me, stop. They might be watching.
Sorry.
Can you open the door?
I didn't even know you didn't even have to have a politician background to become president. I
I
didn't
mean,
even know
either.
that. I'm just
You
saying.
actually
Ronald
don't.
Reagan, baby. Come
That's
on.
right.
Oh,
That's
wow.
right. Back
But-
then.
But he wasn't.
I was like 9.
But he wasn't crazy.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
He wasn't crazy
Yes,
as
he
Trump.
was. He
Trump
was-
is real good.
He was
and
his own
I mean, he was
flavor of
crazy,
crazy.
but he was good and crazy. It's a different being. It's a different type of craziness. You know what I'm saying? Trump is good and crazy.
You're not lying. You're
The
not
rest of
lying.
his life.
All right, I'm sorry.
So,
sir.
so
No,
Mr.
no.
Ing, yeah, like what are some of your policies? Tell the people what do you bring forward to the table? What are you going to be, making your priorities as mayor of Orlando?
Well, first of all, I'm here to serve the people of Orlando.
Okay.
The citizens of Orlando, all of the visitors, but mostly those that live, work, and play right here in Orlando. Because yes, we do get a lot of tourists that comes in, they bring in the dollars, etc.
Right.
Yep.
But our communities don't see those dollars.
Not at all.
That's
Yeah,
sad.
that's true.
And see, we got bad road infrastructure in our communities. I'm tired of going bumpity bump all
Yeah.
over the roads,
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
And then plus it causes damages to your car.
Yes.
Yes,
Right.
it does.
And then the city don't want to pay.
It sure don't.
okay.
We haven't had our roads paved in
sure
35
don't.
years.
And me and
Wow.
Cynthia were just talking about this, but I work every now and then in Windermere.
Yeah.
Me, guess what? They always working on the roads in Windermere. I'm
I
like,
bet
what
they
the
are.
hell? Windermere roads are nice and sweet. You
Yeah.
need to go down just a little further, about 5 miles.
Why do they seem to focus on like
Everywhere
408 or highways? Why do they focus so much on that and not the roads
Right.
within residential?
Right, and
there's
see,
a lot of
that's that
money.
infrastructure.
Right.
There are no sidewalks, or if there are sidewalks, they're broken.
Yep.
They need repair.
True.
You don't have crosswalks for people to be able to actually see where to walk.
True.
And that's why a lot of people walk in the middle of the street
Yeah.
to get across.
Well, I don't like
Also
the
true.
ones they have already that's up. The light start flashing and somebody walking. I wouldn't dare
Right,
walk
right.
across that. I mean, can we have an arm come down like the train?
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
They'll
man.
run over there too.
Well, I'll try
You're
that
not
first.
wrong.
But I
Well,
would-
if I'm not mistaken, Florida is number one for most pedestrian hits.
You're
and
right.
kills.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
we
yes.
have one of the most dangerous roads in the entire country in I-4.
And that's true.
Yeah.
And it gets worse. It does
Every
not
year.
get better. Even with the expansion of I-4,
Uh-huh.
and I would say this, thank God for the express lanes, but it's a toll lane.
True.
And
Yeah.
not everybody
Money.
can afford to pay the toll.
And they've been waiting to tax the I-4. They've been
have
been
been.
sitting there. They done brought so many. I wish I was on the meeting. I'm just saying, the person that helped develop that we can get the tax on I-4.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my God! You know, he's out in the Bahamas,
I hate
way
him.
out there in the beach.
I hate them all. I hate them
I
all.
didn't
I'm
even know that
just
was
saying.
possible on a regular highway.
it shouldn't
like,
be.
Once you leave Florida for 5 minutes, you
Yeah.
realize that we pay tolls like no other
Sure
state in the
do.
country.
But
Like,
guess what?
Every 5 minutes there's a toll. And you go anywhere else, man, you'll be driving and driving and driving and never see a toll.
But
I went to Georgia and there was like a $50 toll bill, and
Yeah.
it was just leaving Florida.
Right.
Crazy.
Yes.
It's-
But the
it's-
thing
it's
is
not
that
right.
nobody have what we have either. Like our signs that says getting off on 408. I went to Texas. Them jokers that little. I was passing them suckers left and right. I was pissed. I should have heard you. I should have bought pissed. I mean, the signs. Man, we got signs big as this building.
Damn. Yes,
we
Am I
do.
right? Am I right,
Oh
Cynthia?
my God! Yeah,
I mean, we
No,
got some real.
We got big
signs.
signs.
got
Yes,
some
We
big
got
sir.
big signs. We can't deny
Cause
that.
I missed the airport 9 times.
Oh my goodness!
That's horrible.
That's what I said.
But you know, on some of the entry ramps,
Yeah.
You too.
they're not big enough to show that somebody's going the wrong way.
True, true.
Okay.
Because on those entry ramps,
Right.
people are colliding with people trying to get on.
Really?
As a result, we just had a fatality where somebody was killed as a result of that.
Can I ask you though, what is your plan to actually
crazy.
get some of those tourist dollars into the communities?
Well, you know, that's what's important. They already have law in place for those tourist dollars that comes into the area, especially with the TDT, the Tourist Development Tax.
Okay.
Those things are supposed to go right into that tourist development area, as well as places like the Camping World Stadium to help with the expansion of that, the Dr. Phillips Performing Arts Center.
Okay.
So really, our communities are still missing out because they don't go into Washington Shores. They don't go into Carver Shores. They don't go into Richmond Heights.
Well, sir, they go there, but when they go, that's when the election. They go there like, and we say they go a little patch up. We're going like we working in the neighborhood. They won't
Right.
fix nothing, and then we like, oh my God, they working in our neighborhood. But guess what? They ain't doing nothing but patching up. I mean, you know.
You're absolutely right, and that's why we have to wake up.
Right, right.
We have to wake up because every 4 years the politicians think of an election. But me as a statesman, I think of the next generation.
Okay.
And that's what's important. Cynthia is a next
Absolutely.
generation.
Right.
She really is.
Yes.
Everybody in here is a next generation because we have to look out for one another and look out for one another's future. And that's why even
Yes.
as a commissioner, police officer, going into the schools and talking to the students and letting them know that they are somebody and they must know how to read and write.
And hey, on that note, we got to get a song in. Right, you guys? I'm so glad to have him in
I'm
because
so excited.
and this is what we'll do. Whenever anybody comes in, we got to kind of groove them, just leave it. You know what I'm saying? And just find out their policies and see if they're not down with us. Then I mean, we need to hey,
We gotta know so we can boot them out. You know what I mean?
And that was Cynthia was saying that we need to check the people that we give our vote to.
Definitely.
We just don't give our vote away. Our vote is power. It's people died and fought for our vote to be able to vote.
Yeah.
And that's why I
we
get
have
upset
too many
when people
people.
don't.
We have way too many people that are dead asleep. The plural. I can't get the word out.
Plurality.
The plurality of Americans don't even vote.
You know, we used to like to be able to social. Do they even social anymore?
Oh, do we no longer have compassion for each other? Do we not get it?
It's hard. It can be hard.
Really?
It
is
is
it hard to
hard.
have compassion for a stranger?
It's hard.
Absolutely. I don't like you guys.
I think. you know,
That's how I love her all the time.
I do think it can be hard to feel compassion as a young person when the system that you're growing under feels no compassion for you.
But you got to get past that.
I mean, imagine it's like living in the jungle, right? It's like,
It's
what
like
else are you gonna do?
sometimes.
Yeah.
What
What else are you gonna do? Really?
You know what it says? It came back to when we used to go to Sunday school. This little light of mine.
That's right.
I'm gonna let it shine.
This little light of mine. And you know, the devil comes to dim our light. And so how you know your light is getting put out by things that you do. Anything that you do to dim your light, then that's what you shouldn't be doing. I'm just saying, I heard that message, and it's kind of stuck with me the other day. But, sir, it's so good to have you in and refreshing to have not a politician, but I'm going to call him an advocate, too. And if you hang with Cynthia Harris, I already
So
know.
you know, hey,
She looked just like
he's
a daddy.
official.
you know, when I was on the police force,
Uh-huh.
Cynthia Harris used to work for the East-West Expressway in the toll booth.
Come on.
No way.
She had her big afro out here.
This was so cute.
Yeah.
More cars came through her lane
Yes,
I bet
sir.
they did.
I
Right.
can see
than
that.
any others.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But that's where I first saw her and met her, and she's been an advocate ever since.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Come on.
And,
Yes.
and the other part too, she has come before city council,
Nice.
where a lot of people don't.
She's a fighter.
Okay.
She is a fighter.
She's a fighter for real, for real.
She is a
I mean,
real,
yeah.
for real
Yeah.
fighter.
I like that.
And
I like that.
and I tell you, I got a chance to meet her mother this past Sunday.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, I was stepping out of church,
Uh-huh.
and I looked to my right, and I saw a smiling face, just like Cynthia.
Yes.
I said,
That's
"Oh,
awesome.
you look just like Cynthia." She said,
Yeah.
I said, "Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Cynthia looks just like,
Like
you."
me. That's right.
And then Cynthia wondered, "How did you get my mother to take a picture with you?"
Okay.
And I just said, "Hey, come stand next to me and other people, and let's take this picture." And she did.
That's
Nice.
awesome. That's
what's
awesome.
happening.
So when we talk about compassion, that's what Commissioner Samuel B.
That's right.
Ings has
Mm-hmm.
as the new mayor of the city of Orlando.
Come on.
Let's go.
November 7th,
Let's go.
2023, we're going to have compassion for our entire city.
I
Guess
see
what?
that. I see that.
And ain't nobody told me this, but I heard it through the grapevine that Darius wasn't even running no more until he stepped into the ring.
He
Absolutely.
wasn't.
Really?
Okay.
That's true.
Wow.
That's true.
They hate they hate opposition. You know how that goes.
Well, see, they hate good opposition.
Come
True.
on.
Right.
They know that this is somebody that's going to be true for the people. Do you realize that the city of Orlando elections were supposed to have been announced last year, that they were going to have a general election? It wasn't even announced January 1, 2023, that we would have an election in November 7th,
Oh, wow.
2023 for the mayor, commissioner of District 2, commissioner of District 4, and commissioner of District 6. So the people are left in the dark.
Right. How
Yeah.
can we find out about that? Those elections, things that's going on that we don't know. And then, and the thing is that they say we don't come out as a people. So him and I were just talking about some of the things that we can do to get the people out.
Yes.
Free dinner. Give him a free hot dog. You know me.
You know, there's a lot of problems this man can solve with some free hot dogs.
Yeah, man. I'm just saying, free something. People
Yeah.
come out for that, and we don't come out. And that's the sad part of how we have changed from the 60s. From the 60s, they came out
Right.
for the
Absolutely.
important things.
Right.
Yeah.
We don't come out. No more. We have gotten content.
Do you think that
and
we just
saying-
gave up?
No, we got complacent.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
We got a little complacent because the people that came before us, when they fought every day. So go back to George Floyd. The reason why George Floyd was so impactful is because nobody had anywhere else to go.
Right.
Now we go, we protest, we complain and say, oh, yeah, here they go. Let them have their little spill. And then we go home, we go to our jobs, and we're never to be heard again.
Right.
Right.
When the civil rights movement, we moved until things happened. So if it was a boycott for the buses, we didn't just boycott the buses for the day. We boycott every day.
Right.
But,
So-
but the churches was more involved too,
Absolutely.
because that was the meeting place.
And the Black Panthers
But you also
were
have to
involved.
understand that churches now are about their business and not God's
Oh, yeah.
business.
Hey, hey.
I wanna just take a quick moment because we tend to be kind of like self-detrimental. You know, we kind of like tend to take the blame on ourselves, but we got to remember that like Black and brown opposition movements were systematically murdered and discredited throughout the 70s, 80s, and that is what led in such a huge part to the lack of assembly that we have today. All of those movements that were counter to what the main point of view was were eradicated. MLK was murdered. All right, he didn't retire.
Right.
So
Yeah.
we were murdered and just decentralized into submission.
Right.
And what we need today is to have people and places that we can conjugate to again. And it's not going to be able to be church because unfortunately, just not as many people go to church. We need to find something else that
Yeah,
we
that's
can
the
unite
same thing
around.
that happened when we were enslaved. We were forced into submission. So when you look at it, when you got a plantation with 200 slaves and you got 3 people on the plantation
running.
Maybe 10. You know.
we stopped doing the math.
Yeah. And that's systems of oppression, right? Because if you're a slave, okay, you're going to murder master, then what? you're in the country that's
Well,
going to
see,
capture
that's
you
why they
again
bring me back
and bring
back
you
then.
back, right? It took white people to decide, like, okay, this isn't working out for us anymore. We got to free the slaves, right? And I think it's going to end up having to be the same today, where people in power, such as our future representative here, is going to have to take the mantle to step up and try to help create some of these environments where the people can rise again.
But that's what you were saying. The same thing is that we made them because they kept marching. It kept being a big thing. Like, for instance, when they wouldn't let people down there when they're in Selma, they had to, the president, they on the phone, they said, man, these guys are marching. So we, by our marching, made them change the law and say, because we draw so much attention to that. And then we don't want, in America, we want to be squeaky clean. We don't want to have no negative energy. So we have to do something where we come together. So it's good to have you, sir.
So we have a comment right here that's relating to you guys. So that's good that the audience is actually commenting. They said that we need to find a common enemy or agenda to rally behind the power.
Well,
the
let's
people.
rally behind our future man.
That's
There you
right.
go. There you go.
I like that. I like that.
Let's rally.
Come on.
Because this thing is so important. You all have said some wonderful things and some true to power things. You mentioned Selma, Alabama. 2 years ago, I was in Selma, Alabama with the Bloody Sunday March. And Kamala Harris, Vice President Kamala Harris, was there as the guest speaker.
Nice.
And we walked across the Edmund Pettus Bridge.
Okay.
So during that time when those individuals like John Lewis, who got into good trouble,
Right.
the NAACP with this bus was just here yesterday at New Covenant Baptist Church.
Nice.
And they were here because of the protests that are going on, and they want us to stay woke. That's why I say wake up.
Right.
Yeah.
Because we've got to wake up and vote.
Agreed.
Right.
And we've got to vote with a clear conscience that we are taking over and our vote means something.
That's
Definitely.
right.
And I can honestly say, just for a parent, though, what I've been seeing a lot for so long is just a lot of youth in gangs and killing and murder. I saw a 14-year-old I heard of recently that got murdered. Is why is it so strong now? Why is there so many young people that are involved in gangs that I hadn't even heard of? Are they developing these gangs here and creating this, or is this
Because
real?
the gangs are grooming them. there are human traffickers out there that are grooming our young girls
Fathers.
and our young boys.
Yeah.
And they're being trafficked throughout. And this is through sexual abuse and all of that kind of stuff. These are kids that are climbing out of windows because somebody gave them a cell phone and told them to wait on my phone call.
Yeah.
And they're walking out of their house late at night into the street.
Yeah.
And then they're becoming victims to other predators that are out there. And we have to do something about human trafficking in our area. It's huge.
It is huge.
huge.
Even there was a young lady who escaped from DCF
it's
and
one
ended up
of-
getting killed. And they found out that she was going into human trafficking. She didn't even know it.
Yeah,
and they shot her.
Orlando
And we
is
had that
actually
conversation before about the human trafficking.
Yeah.
You know, Edgewater High School is one of the #1 schools
No.
that they recruit out of.
I was going to
Really?
say
What?
Orlando.
You know what? A
hold on,
lot
hold
of
on.
broken homes. And that's
Orlando
what
is
they-
like the number 3 place in all of America for trafficking.
And
Human
that's what they
trafficking.
and that's
Yeah.
what they do. They look for kids that are broken homes, come from broken homes.
Foster care.
Foster
foster
care.
care.
Right.
Dads, I mean, you know, there no dads in their lives and everything.
There's
I
no
mean, you
shortage
know,
of that here.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
for sure.
You know what I'm
There's
saying?
no
So-
shortage of that.
And so now the kids are vulnerable. And then they trust this adult that's saying all the sweet things, because he's going to say all the sweet things. Because it used to be back in the days, it used to be a company that would come through and say, hey, you can sell this, and they'll take the children and take them out of the state.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Remember that?
Absolutely.
And
Magazines
so
and-
the magazines,
Yeah.
and they
Perfume.
would-
I used to do that.
Perfume.
My parents put me out of that fast. I was one of
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
Yeah,
But they started taking them out of town, and then pimps
Yes.
got them
Right.
because they take you to an unfamiliar.
Because we
place.
trusted.
Right, right.
Yes.
I was
And there
18,
you go,
and they pulled me out of it. They
man.
said it was
Yeah.
a scam. Something's wrong with it.
Yeah, so that's good. You had.
I had family.
You had family.
you got a support system.
Yeah, and so it starts at home, you know.
Yeah. In the Jeffrey Epstein case, it came out like all the girls that he was, trafficking, abusing, etc. They all were just like single parent homes, lived in poverty.
Right.
I mean, they were out there like crossing bridges, getting themselves into these crazy, dangerous positions for like $200 a day.
Yeah, right.
$150 a day.
We got to get one more song in, y'all.
Right.
And then we're gonna
And
wrap it
I
up.
want him to at least express what he wants to change
Yes.
before we go. So we got to hear his agenda
We'll
and
get a
his
good
mission.
long
and
talk
then
in.
how?
We have to talk. We have to talk.
Well, this is about the change, what we're talking about right now.
Yeah.
Because even in human trafficking, these Airbnbs that are out there,
Ooh.
Yeah.
those are huge areas for human trafficking.
I knew,
What?
I knew
They
something
are
was
huge
wrong.
areas for human trafficking.
I
Come
kept
on
telling
now.
people they trusted, and they laughed at me. And they still do.
I mean, it's not like you're gonna go to one and just.
And yo, please, he's
But-
telling the truth. That's exactly what it is.
Not like that though. Not
It
like
is
that,
like that. Don't get it twisted. Don't sleep
Keep
on
it
this.
locked on Peace on the
Woo!
Street Radio Show.
Be your
Yes.
I'm not a singer.
That song.
Sound good.
Yeah, me.
He said, "How to love you? I haven't got a clue." Sometimes you might need to ask a person that you're in love with, baby, how to love you. Because the way I want to love you, it might not even be the right way that you want to be loved.
For sure.
Am I right?
Yeah, you definitely
Very
have to
true.
listen,
So
though.
you-
Well,
Just saying.
But you know how- you know what
got to
the-
bring something to the table, though,
That's
Come
right.
on.
in order
Right.
for them to want to love you.
Right.
And what are you gonna bring to the
You know,
table?
what you gonna bring? Come on, man. We go. Let's get with it. Let's take the untie the collar.
What I'm bringing to the table is peace on the street.
I know. And everybody like peace.
And real quick, because we
Absolutely.
actually haven't had a chance, we get a little informal around here, right? So
Uh-huh.
I wanted to actually take a moment to break down like the 5 key issues that Ings is trying to bring forward. Number 1, crime prevention and public safety. Number 2, affordable housing. Number 3, economic development. Number 4, roads and infrastructure. Number 5, inclusive Orlando. All right. Now, I did give him one recommendation on this list, right? Because you know me, I just got to say something about everything. All right. But I was going to say just switch around number 2 and number 1. I think that would be a great idea. But regardless, I love all 5 issues that we have here. So, Mr. Ing, please elaborate on them a little bit. Which ones do you think are most important? And real quick, how do you feel like you're going to be able to tackle these issues?
Well, they're all very important. And specifically that crime and public safety issue, that's important. We talked about the human trafficking. We talked about the gangs.
Yeah.
And those things are important, that we take control of our children's situations and get them away from gangs, get them involved in being meaningful.
true.
so that they are our future.
Yes.
And that's what I was talking about earlier, because if we don't deal with the next generation now, we won't have a next generation.
That's true. That's true.
And the other thing about policing is that we need to be able to trust the police.
That's
the
right.
community needs to trust the police. And the only way to do that is for the police to get involved in the community.
Yes.
You've got to do neighborhood policing.
Where you stay at?
I
I
like
want to
that.
know where you live. Like back in the day, that's how the police knew where you live.
The-
If I was acting up, they would go take me back to the house.
Yeah,
Right.
but
I
they
mean-
used to walk around the neighborhood, shake hands, and talk to you. You used to
Yes.
know them.
I
But-
think,
but-
yeah,
but-
because you used to have to live where you worked at before, if I'm not
But
mistaken.
you know what
right?
didn't happen? Is all this about making money. How many arrests in that neighborhood have you made?
Right.
Well, I shook some hands, shake some hands. You need this gun. You need this new car. You need all this stuff. So now we need you to do some arresting.
I want them to finish what you're saying. 'Cause
Yeah.
I don't
I'm
wanna
just
cut you off.
saying.
Yeah. No, I
I
hear
know
you.
you. I know what you're saying. I know what you're
but
saying.
you're absolutely right. The administration is down on the officers to do this.
Right.
But at the same time, the administration is saying to the officers, get out of the cars.
Yeah.
Walk among the people.
Mm.
And see, we had a shooting that happened in Carver Shores in the park. And that shooting resulted in somebody dying. This was an Easter egg hunt that was happening out there in the park.
I heard of
Damn.
this.
And then another lady sitting on the porch through a stray bullet was shot and killed
It's
as a
horrible.
result. But see,
That's
if the
crazy.
police was patrolling in that neighborhood, knowing that there was a Easter egg hunt, a party in the park, stop, get out of the car, mingle among the people, let them know that
That
you
you're
are-
present.
and you're friendly,
Right.
and you're
That
friendly.
that part's important because I think we have a distrust of cops coming
You do
into
have a
our
distrust.
our, you
Yeah.
know, our communities like
right,
that.
because they don't come.
Or
And the only time they
I
do
agree.
come
they
is when there's
for
a
trouble
call for
that-
service
and
or
things
trouble.
get out of
And
yeah.
then sometimes people ask, they
negative
could be enjoying
association.
themselves in our community like the way we do, and then they show up. We like,
Yeah.
who called you?
Right, right.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
How do you
What the hell?
how do you propose we actually develop that friendship and that trust?
And that's the thing. The community has to open up to the police. See, the bad guy is going to be the bad guy.
Right.
Always.
Yeah.
But we got to teach our kids to be the good guys towards the police, and we got to
Right.
teach the police to be the good guys towards our community.
Right.
Because not every cop comes in there. When they come in there and they're chewing tobacco and stuff and they're spitting down at your foot, they're waiting on you to jump. Oh, you're getting disorderly.
Right.
So
Yep.
those are trumped up kinds of cases that end up with arrest.
Our
So
favorite,
now
our
you're
favorite is
resisting arrest.
yeah. That's my favorite one. You know, you're getting arrested for resisting arrest.
For resisting-
With no violence. Now, they changed it
Yeah.
from no violence. It used to be
Right.
with violence. Now they said you're resisting arrest with
Forget
no
it.
violence. What the hell?
I can say,
What kind of foolishness
just-
is
Okay.
that?
Just a description of policing. When I work for Orlando Magic, so when I'm with the Orlando Magic, the cops that walk around, so friendly.
Yeah.
They talk to you, they shake your hand, they reach out to you. If we only had this
They're-
in the city,
They're
That's
instructed
because
to
you're
act that
cute.
way. That too. But
a woman as well,
I
women officers.
Am I wrong when I assume that
Thank you.
cops are instructed to act more friendly in tourist-heavy areas, such as
Yeah.
like stadiums and
Yes.
stuff
Well,
like that?
but see, they're supposed to act friendly in all
I agree.
areas
I
of the
agree.
city.
For
all
sure.
areas. Even that
sure.
homeless person that's on the street.
Come on.
Yes.
And not try to
100%.
kick them and treat them like they're nobody.
Yeah.
Okay.
But what he
All right,
said,
all
we
right.
can't miss as a people.
Let's
what
not-
he said, hold on, check this out.
Yeah.
What he said was, we got to be friendly to them because guess
Yes,
what?
we do.
If I'm a cop, I used to do security work. I'm just saying, if you're not friendly to me and I'm trying to police this area, I ain't trying. But it's so much negativity coming at me all the time.
All the
It
time.
can change me.
Yes, it can.
So we, as a
Right.
people, have to change.
Thank
too.
them. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your
do.
protection.
I
That's
agree,
right.
but I think the cops are going to have to take the first step in that.
Yep.
In that
Well,
relationship.
and
I think
I
both
agree with
people.
Both.
Let's just
Yeah,
get
we-
in.
I mean,
agree
that's
with
how it
you.
is.
If you can wait for them, forget it.
It's a relationship.
Let's not get bogged down on the first point, right? Like we got
See,
another four.
that's why it's number one.
It is.
Yeah, it is number one.
No, no
Gotcha.
doubt. Number two, affordable housing. How do you suppose we tackle that one?
Well, that's very important. Right now, the Florida legislature just voted on the budget, and the governor had cut out some line item veto issues on the
Right.
budget. But there is $117 million in there for affordable housing.
Damn.
But where does that money go for affordable housing?
Not with
Does
us.
it go to the little people that are on the street living under tents?
Doubt it.
And see, and even those people that are living in the tents, it's a mental health issue that
Right.
you've got to deal with.
Right.
There is as well,
Because see, their mind now is not like what we would want to be.
Right.
And so we've got to get them back thinking that they are somebody and that they belong in society and that they can still produce in society
Help
and do
empower
great
them.
things
Right.
in society.
Right.
And see, and this is where peace on the streets come.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because see, you're out there,
Right.
right on the front line.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Because see, I can see this as a great opportunity for us to come together
Yes.
to really build a relationship where we are touching people firsthand.
I would
Yeah,
love to.
I love it. I
Yeah.
like it.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
we feed the homeless. We do
Yeah.
things
do.
for the homeless. But I did realize with the homeless, some people want to be homeless. I'm just saying.
You know
That
what?
could be the mental
All right,
health
but
issue.
people-
You
This
know
one
what?
gets- this
I
one-
was walking late dot.
Yeah.
I was walking late dot, and I asked it because I had a cameraman there. And we asked, hey, look, do you mind being photographed? Do you mind being recorded? No, we don't mind. So why are you out here? What is it that you want? The one thing he said was, I'm tired of police coming to tell me that I'm trespassing
Uh-huh.
and I need to leave.
Right.
He
True.
said, I want somebody to come and tell me we got a job for you.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
They need a job.
They need a job.
They
They
need
need
a job.
something.
somewhere to
Because
work.
like you said, they are mentally, it's, you know,
Yeah.
any kind of way you sleep on the street. I'm just saying. But nowadays with, and it's so much with the housing,
Yeah.
how much they are, so many people are homeless.
Yes.
Florida is
How do
almost example like California.
New York.
And New
Man.
York,
Yeah.
man. We had a lot of poor people. I'm just saying, you got to get up out of here. I'm just saying, unless we can do
Downtown
something.
is
with
horrific.
Yeah, we can
Man,
do, we
everything
can,
is happening.
We can do something. I think we can do something about it.
Right.
I think Orlando has enough money to tackle housing and homelessness.
Right.
Right. Like,
Absolutely.
we're one
But
of
it's greed.
Even with that, even with Orlando having enough money, even with the state having some money, we've got to get money from the federal government too to help
Yeah.
in a lot of these cases,
Uh,
even dealing with crime on the streets.
Right. Don't we have a several $1 billion of a surplus for the state of Florida? Can we
Oh,
use
yeah.
some of those funds to try and tackle some of these issues?
Hey, hold on. That just happened. That's what they talking about. And guess who vetoed it?
DeSantis.
DeSantis.
Yeah, it said they had money on the table
Yeah.
for us.
Yeah.
But guess what? Since
Disney, probably.
no.
DeSantis?
That's in you. You're a mayor of Orlando, right?
Right.
You talked against me, didn't you? Doing the what's called? I'm a veto anything.
Is this what
that
this
you-
is about?
It do be like
Yes,
that sometimes.
revenge.
And that's why.
With
This is
government.
horrific.
Right, and see, and that's why we have to go around that to
This
other
is,
ways.
It gets me so mad.
Okay.
To the federal government.
Okay.
And we've got businesses out there.
Yeah, we sure do.
Walmart is really able to help provide some security measures and that kind of thing in and around their stores to help protect their people.
Right.
That's what we need to call on them for. They can provide grants.
Right.
They can provide awards
Yeah.
to help peace on the street.
Come
Be
on.
able to move to help the people.
I'm
That's
down.
right.
Let's,
I'm
let's
with
sign
you.
me
That's
up. Let's start some nonprofit. Let's do this. Let's
Let's
go.
do it. We can do it. We can
So
make
your
a
next
change.
point.
Oh, we're already making changes in people's lives right now for what we do.
And okay, so we have economic development, roads and infrastructure, inclusive Orlando. Of course, all those are very important. I know we're running a little short on time, so which one of those would you like to focus on? To wrap up the show, if you will.
I would like to focus on the voters coming out there and voting for me on November 7th, 2023 as the next mayor of the city of Orlando.
I like
and
that.
what's important is Orlando for me is a place that we all should call home.
Right.
Because my campaign says a better Orlando for everyone, and that's that inclusiveness. And Cynthia, Lord have mercy. I tell you, when you know people from the past and you still have a connection with them, it's called strength.
Right.
And you know what? I've just developed some strength tonight.
You sure?
Yes,
have.
you did, man.
have.
With peace on the street.
We're here for it.
Monique Morel. Now, when I see Monique Morel, remember she said
So-
right what you said,
yeah.
sir.
She
What,
sure
what
did.
we have done was Monique Royale before she became state attorney. We
Right.
helped her on her media run because
Sure
we knew
did.
that she was
Sure
a strong
did, yeah.
force.
Right.
So that's an honor to have her. She's all on a voice drop still. Now she became state attorney. So
Absolutely.
just like you're seeing and just like you're saying
that's
it,
what we're
it's
here
gonna
for.
happen.
I claim it too. And see,
We're gonna make it happen.
this red tie, you talked about the tie. See, I can't take the tie off.
Right.
Because this red tie for me represents the blood of Jesus.
All right now, hey.
Come on.
And it covers me and it protects
Amen.
me and it helps me to even do things that are greater beyond
Beyond.
my own
Come on.
imagination.
Right.
It's real.
So that's why I need to be the next mayor of the city of Orlando.
That's right. And so people can just follow up with you. Do you have any social medias, websites? How can
Check
people
us out on
reach you?
Facebook. Check us out on Facebook. Instagram is coming along. And also you can go on www.ingsfororlandomayor.com.
And Ings is INGS.
INGS. I just love me some Ings.
That's right. God bless you, brother.
Thank you
Thank
so
you for
much.
being a part of Peace on the Street.
Come on. I'm Prince. I'm just so excited. We actually spoke to the future mayor of Orlando,
Yeah.
Samuel Ings. Let me tell you guys, though, behind the scenes, he's a beast.
Yes.
He really cares. He's so genuine. He's so eager to speak with the young people. He's just so focused on us. And that's what we need.
That's what we need.
We got like an 90-year-old president. And this thing is mind-blowing to me.
Yeah.
That we need people that are in the game, that are making a move, and that can actually see these things foreseeing on us, on our souls.
I mean,
what's
actually
happening.
understand. When I talk to him, Mimi, I said, don't use no big words.
I get it.
Don't try to stutter don't play with my audience.
Right. So to keep it like
Yeah, so we can
down to
understand
earth.
it.
I hear you on
Because
that.
a lot of times you start using these adjectives and adjectives. I said use nouns and pronouns, baby. We
He
got
did
a guest
phenomenal
on,
job.
Mimi.
Yes, we do, guys.
And this girl here. I read her bio. It's unbelievable. It's an honor to have her on the show.
Well, you're talking about the fashion designer?
Yeah.
So it's him. It's actually a male. So his name is Ferro Campos. And Ferro Campos is an NYC fashion designer, high ends on gowns, dresses, feminine apparel with exquisite tailoring and unique pattern colors and materials. This is something you probably haven't seen before. And he's also going to be part of Miss International World when we compete. So you might see some of these gowns and wares on these women. Ladies and gentlemen, representing from New York City, Ferro Campos!
Hello, welcome to Peace on the Streets.
Hello. Yep, this is for Rick Campos.
Thank you so much for being with us, my friend. And yes, please give a little bit background of what exactly that you do.
Well, I'm a fashion designer. I was born in Mexico, moved to New York when I was 14.
Wow.
Moved to New York, live in New York my whole entire life. So, and since then, I'm being a fashion designer. So, for the 10 years, and this month, in this Saturday, I'm gonna do one of the biggest fashion shows in DC, and it's gonna be 35 looks. So
Whoa.
if you're in the DC area, come down and see me on Saturday. The show starts at 5 until 8 o'clock.
Insane. And this is in DC. Where exactly will it be? Do you have the address or website?
It's going to be in Virginia in the George Washington Masonic Memorial.
Got it, in Virginia. How long have you been a designer?
I've been designing for 10 years.
Insane. And so you're based in New York City, correct?
Yes.
And how can we like look at the gowns or look at your work? How can we want to purchase your work?
You can buy it on my website. I'm going to be launching my website on the 24th,
Ooh.
the same day as my fashion show. So I'm doing a whole
Wow.
renovation on my page and my designs and all of that. It's just a whole beginning for Ferrer Campos.
Your samples have been on 5 runway shows in New York City and New Jersey. Also designer at Columbia University, Latin Heritage Celebration. I mean, it's been in the BMI Awards as well. Latina Recording Artist Victoria Langaria actually wore this. HBO Latino Series, Premium Red Carpet as well. Your resume is impressive, and it's so long down the road. What is your mission in the next 3 years?
Well, I have a big dream. I want to open a store in New York City, but a store is not that I desire now. I kind of desire to help my generation and my country. I want to open school, a sewing school in Mexico, and help people that they don't have a lot of money to go to fashion school, because I never went to fashion school. I taught myself how to do all of this.
Wow.
So that's my biggest dream, to open a sewing school for a little Ferrer Campus coming from Mexico City that doesn't have a training of or money to go into fashion schools, and fashion schools here are not cheap. So that's one of my goals, to help my people and to help all these young Latino designers that they want to make it big. So
You are changing the game, my friend, for many individuals that want to be a part of something like this. I am just so eager to hear all of the moves that you have in the making. I mean, how did you get to these big places? How did you get your designing outfits or gear or dresses or gowns? How did you get it recognizable? How did you get yourself out there for people that are listening?
I think just having a drink and pursue your drink, just change your drink until you get it, and then work really hard. Networking is one of the keys to get your work out there, and never give up. Just work hard and ask for an opportunity. I mean, it's just opportunities and meeting people, and you have to be nice to every single one, regardless of who it is. So,
and that's facts. And see, this is a part of being part of entrepreneurs, being independent, learning how to network, sell yourself, and being kind to others, because they're the ones that are helping us make a change in all of the things that we do. And again, your resume is impressive, my friend. Will you be with us with Miss International World when we head out to down South Florida for competing?
yes, we're planning on doing that. We're having a meeting after the fashion show with Angela. That she's amazing. I love her. She is. Oh God, she's just energetic and an amazing person, and she's so kind and lovely. So we having meetings with her after the fashion show, because my schedule is crazy right now.
I believe it.
Because of the fashion show on Saturday. But after that, we get in meetings and talk about a lot of things. So for sure.
So we're going to meet you because we're going to be out there when it comes to us competing in October. So I can't wait to meet you. Yeah. I've seen some of the designing wear. It's impressive. And again, I'm very honored and eager to have you part of our team here at Miss International World. So Miss Angela, again, if you're listening, thank you so much for bringing such high influential people on our radio show that are making a change in the game, especially for our Latinos out there.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
That's right.
Thank you.
We're so eager. So again, Farad, before we let you go, please give our audience and listeners your information on how they can see your work and contact you.
Well, you can always follow me on Instagram at Torre Campos NYC, Facebook, and as I said before, go to my website on the 24th. I'm going to launch my new website, and you can send me a message there, or you can send me a message on Instagram, Facebook. So it's Torre Campos NYC.
You guys must check him out. His work's impressive, and he's such a sweetheart. Thank you so much, Mr. Campos, for being with us. Again, ladies and gentlemen, NYC fashion high-end designer, Farad Campos!
Right here on Peace on the Street.
As Prince, and I'm seeing it. I'm literally seeing God make moves and getting us there. I see it. I see it right now.
Right.
I'm so excited. I will not forget. I keep saying as my testimony, I'm bringing everybody with me, meaning the ones that are passionate, the ones that are ambitious, the ones that are doing things right now without me, making their own change.
Yeah.
I'm bringing them with me. We're not going to forget about the younger ones or even the older ones. We don't forget about anybody. So even if we're older, we take care of the younger. Come on, make a change. Make these people strong. They're taking over the world.
Yeah.
We can't do it by ourselves.
Hey.
Come on, we stick together. We can make those weak ones and those negative ones get out of here.
That's it. And that's why we had Cynthia Harris on with a guy, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Chris Michael. Yep. And isn't it, Enyo, what do you think about Samuel B. Ings, real quick?
I think that he has a lot of positives going for him. Something I was mentioning to the boys outside is that something that's very important to be elected in higher stations of politics is the support of the cops and the cops unions, right?
Yeah.
Samuel B. Ing is a former cop, chief of cops, so
Yeah.
I think having the backup of the police officers is going to be huge.
That's right.
for his
Yeah,
race.
man. Because you need the cops on your side,
You
man.
really do.
And
You
then
really
you
do.
need the people. We have to get out and do our part.
Absolutely.
A lot of times we don't even do our part. So that's why I told Cynthia Harris, she said these meetings that we need to be at.
Yeah.
I said, we don't know it. You know it. You bring it to us,
Right.
and we'll bring it to the people.
Yes, we will.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I said, because we don't know. We don't have time. We don't look up all the legislation
It's
laws and all that,
overwhelming,
man. Yeah,
yeah.
it
We
is.
can't keep track of that.
So you need
it
to
can't be
tell
expected.
us, and we tell the people.
Yeah.
But the people, once we tell you guys,
You got to get your butt up.
Come on.
And go vote.
Come on.
you got to get out.
Guys, like, we literally have the power. You know what I mean? And these,
Literally.
why do you think they're coming to us for? Not just because we look good. It's because they know we have
Although
the
we
power.
do.
We have the key. Yeah. And we're reaching out to masses right now
Yep.
on the radio airwaves. Isn't it a beautiful thing? What do you,
Yep.
real quick, what do you want to change in the city? What do you want them to stay focused on real quick, number
I
one?
think the number one that they should focus on is housing crisis.
Huh.
I think that's the number one issue in all of Florida and for all young people of all ages. The amount of people that I know that are in their 20s and 30s sharing one house with
Come on.
6, 7, 8 roommates or more, or an apartment with roommates is too high. People can't make families if they don't have a place to raise their
Come on.
family. You can't raise their family or expect people to raise their family when they're sharing a house with 6, 7 other people.
And
Exactly.
it's
We
like-
got a caller just
It's like
called
they're staying
in.
focused on
Let's
building
go.
apartments.
We got a
instead
caller
of
Let's
in
hear
homes.
a
this caller
We
real
got a
quick
caller just
before
called
the
in.
next show.
Real quick, stop always building apartments and build homes for us. I'm sick of the apartments because
Yeah.
that's just as much as mortgage.
Right.
Makes no sense.
You know what? They make a lot of money off
Let's hear
apartment
this caller
complex.
before
complexes.
the
It
next
is, yeah.
before the
So
next
they can
call.
be a high. and
That's
stuff.
right.
All right, how you doing, JJ? Welcome to Peace on the Street.
JJ!
JJ, are you there?
Did we scare him off?
JJ, I hope they didn't scare you. JJ,
Yeah.
all right, how you
Yeah.
doing, sir?
Man, how you doing, man?
Thank you. Tell us where you calling from.
Woo!
Man, I'm calling, man, because I'm here. Y'all playing them slow jams, man.
Come
And
on!
here, if you could play them, one of my favorite song by Dale Levert, Baby, I'm Ready.
All
Princeton,
right,
let's
then.
play before we get to the plug-in
We
Orlando.
will get a chance to play you, JJ. We thank you for calling
What cities
in.
you representing?
What you represent, man?
Man, I represent South Apopka, man. So, love my city, man. But, I listen to y'all radio station every Wednesday, man.
JJ, you're the bomb. Thank you so much for being with us on Peace on the Streets.
And-
Represent Apopka.
Yeah,
Come
thank
on.
you for calling in, brother.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys, man. Much love.
Thank you, JJ.
Woo!
Peace on the street.
Yes. We must play his track. Guys, don't leave. No some more because we got the plug-in Orlando next.
Coming up next, right here on Peace on the Streets.